Alright, hi everybody, my name is Rohan. I am here to talk about is edtech for good. Now, we're all aware of how the traditional method of education works, right? In the sense that it needs a physical infrastructure, a physical classroom, and a direct connect between the faculty and the student, or a bond, if you will. But as you are also aware, COVID was a game changer. No longer were we going to have an audience chock full of people like this looking to attend an actual live class. So, with that space empty, literally and figuratively, online institutes and online classes mushroomed in large numbers all across us. But this time with a difference. Let me explain. But before I do, I want to ask you a question. Has anybody here heard of Pradeep Pal? Why would you? I just made the guy up. But here's the deal. I'm going to tell you a story. And the story is not made up, it's a real story. There is an edtech company that teaches coding online to children that marketed an ad across social media stating that a 13-year-old student makes 20 crores in salary. Does that surprise you? At age 13, the kid makes more money than most of us do. But then they later changed it to 150 crores at age 9 after taking an online course. Oh yeah, now he makes serious money. More money than the top 1% of India, most of them. But this is not the surprising part. This is where our critic, Pradeep Pal, whose name I've changed, and you'll find out why. I changed that name, Pradeep Pal. He comes into this picture right here and he starts off by essentially challenging these claims. In fact, he starts running his own YouTube channel. And in his YouTube channel, he discusses leaked communications between the management of this organization and the employees. And of course, when you openly challenge the claims of a large company that's well funded, they will not have it. So they sued the guy for 20 crore rupees. Now this is exactly why I've changed the names, because I don't have 20 crores to give to anybody should I lose a case for defamation. But with that being said, since the story is true, Pradeep essentially discussed in his channel that the management of this company knew that the students in these ads, the two ads I just showed you, and countless others, are actually fake. They're not real. So don't worry, the world is the way we know it. There is no 9-year-old who makes 150 crores. But this ad is fake. This is the industry that I come from. By profession, I am an educator, which means I love to teach. By qualification, I am a CPA and a CMA, which in simpler terms is a chartered accountancy degree, but from the US. In my heart of hearts, deep down, I also know this, that I am an entrepreneur, more so than anything else. So it's only natural that years later, I opened my own edtech firm, combining the two things I love, and I started teaching online. I've now been teaching online, CP and CMA, for over 8 years. Now, all this to say that I am actually an insider from the edtech industry, and that I can tell you a few things. But before I do, tell me this. Have you seen one of those viral videos of an online class where the teacher tries to teach or mark the attendance of the students, but the students make it impossible to do so? Instances like these are probably what you most associate when I say the words online classes. But let me tell you, those days are gone. This does not happen in a class now. Technology has been updated to become much more suitable to educators. And there are plenty of teachers out there who understand its full use and appreciate the technology at hand. The famous Khan sir and Alak Pandey, just to name a few, come to my mind as examples. The narrative online is changing. In fact, the numbers speak for themselves. Post-COVID, online has become your number one choice, number one mode to study, especially for supplementary education. As it should be. This is not a surprise. Online is cheaper, faster, and yet more convenient. You can have two of these, but very rarely will you have all three of these. Today in the classrooms, we're able to use smart boards in our online classes. We're able to bring virtual content onto your screen. We're able to stream our class live in high definition. We can also raise poll questions to gauge the temperature, gauge the mood of a large audience. We can also individually answer your queries, your questions via chats, voice, or even video. So you can actually video conference a student right in the middle of the class in front of everybody. But most importantly, we're able to mark your attendance automatically so that we don't have the excitement of Osama bin Laden and Mia Khalifa attending our class on the same day. But before we actually move ahead, I want to ask a few things. Let's come back to the ad we just discussed in the first half here. Let's talk about the fact that this ad, X student makes Y amount of money after doing our online course. Why do you see these ads? And let me tell you, this is not an uncommon ad. This is the message of most ads you will see online for education. Why? Why? Why do we see this ad? Because the edtech industry has figured out our open secret. We don't study what we love. We study whatever pays the most. 10 lakh starting salary for a fresher is enough to overpower one's sense of judgment. Google, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Snapchat, and even LinkedIn. All of these are designed to catch your attention, to capture it. The edtech industry, on the other end, is a buyer of your attention. It's a perfect match. Add to this equation zero fact checking across all social media for paid content, and you have the perfect recipe to make a ton of money. All the edtech company has to do now is make a large claim of huge salary and get enough people to believe it, using remarketing, retargeting, or recall posts. It's like sowing dreams in return for nothing. It's like sowing dreams with false advertisements and bold claims and then charging money for it. Large corporates flush with venture capital, huge marketing budgets as well, using social media to attract and feed your innermost desire to somehow make millions, to somehow get rich quick. Is this starting to sound like a scam to you? Here's the deal. Online education or education in general is not a scam. But it's the way these courses are marketed that makes it a buyer's beware situation. On any given day, you could have tens of institutes all claiming that they are the best in the business, that they are the number one in India, they are India's favorite or the world's favorite. But who gave them these titles? Nobody. They're not true. And there is no fact checking. Online classes do make it easier to attend the course, but they can't replace your self-study. That cannot be substituted. So when you're looking to enroll in a particular course, here's my tip. Here's a pro tip that I'd like to give you. Always attend a live class. It's practically a cliche. But you know what? I'm not talking about a pre-recorded version. I'm saying a live running actual class. There you will find the absolute truth of an institute, the truth behind their claims, and the quality of their teaching. In conclusion, I'd like to say this. Technology is already geared up to make education much more accessible, much more engaging. The tech part in edtech is going well. It's the ed side that needs to be rethought. There is a gold rush today out there to get more funding, to get more students, to make more money. But in this gold rush, who is looking at education as a responsibility more so than a business venture? EdTech companies need to introspect. They need to rethink what their job really is. And you as customers have to be, as students, you have to be more demanding, more aware. We as educators need to stop measuring our success by how much money we make and how many students we have and how many cars we own and how many homes we have. But rather we need to count how many lives we've started to change positively. This is our main responsibility beyond the scope of our daily work. Thank you for being so patient with me. Thank you for giving me your time. You've been a wonderful audience. Thank you.